Hello, ladies. Can you hear me? I think you can. So my story is very different, and I'm happy to share this with all of you today. It is about an unbreakable spirit of a woman. But first, CXXO is doing amazing initiative, Vani. It's so wonderful to witness women moving forward in professional, together actually, in professional achievement, in entrepreneurial spirit, alongside raising happy families, taking care of mental and physical well-being. It is, it is a pleasure to be here year after year. So when I was asked to share my story, I thought, what could I do? I could talk about me at the helm of COVID, managing an entire practice, hospitals, or I could talk about a gruesome Himalayan trek, which was very difficult, many other stories, but everything seemed pale at what I wanted to share with all of you is the spirit of my mother, Sushila. And it's a story, I think my mother, I first of all want to thank Kalaari for giving me this chance to share her story. And I'm truly honored to share with all of you my mother, her story. So my mother at 39 lost nearly everything the day she lost her husband to a heart attack at 46 years of age. And she was left with 6 kids. She came from a generation where you needed to have children till you have a son. So she had 4 daughters, she had a son, and then mind you, I was the youngest, 8-year-old, and she always called me the most beautiful mistake of her life. So my father's family that came from Uttar Pradesh, we come from a clan Bania. They wanted to support my mom with the condition that we will get your daughters married and your son will be absorbed in business. And mind you, my mom was a homemaker. She had never stepped out of the house, but her father was in the Indian Administrative Services, so she was highly educated. She was a Bachelor of Arts, a brilliant mathematician, a seamstress that would put any designer to shame, a master chef, a singer. She was everything, but she was a homemaker. She has 6 kids. So they said that we could get your daughters married and you could stay with us. And she decided to walk, and that too alone. We moved to the 2nd-tier town in Rajasthan where my dad was an engineer in the railways, and they offered my mom a clerical job. We were used to going to this very expensive convent school that was expensive in those times. And we got lucky. The nuns there said, you know what, we will give your children free education, provided they stood the first 5 in every class. And we worked very hard. I saw my mother get our tiffins ready in the morning. She would go to work all day. And I saw her come back, and we would be like, if you've read the book Little Woman or seen the movie, we were just like that. We had done all the errands that we could possibly help her with. And every night, she had a project after everybody was asleep. And that would be either working with a child who had an exam, or one of the kids who was sick, or sewing a school uniform. But I saw her go to bed. I never saw her go to bed, but I always, when I woke up, she was awake. She wanted her daughters to not only, so there was a lone med school in that 2nd-tier town, so one after the other, her daughters became doctors. The fees for that medical school, government medical school, was 10 rupees a month at that time. And we were known as the Goyal sisters at the med school, but we all went there. We learned not only, it was not about education. She wanted us to be good mothers, and so, how it goes, Every single thing had to be learned, sewing, embroidery, cooking, singing, whatever she wanted. She wanted her daughters to really be all over holistic. And her family was very far. They were all in Uttar Pradesh, and her own family wanted to pitch in, but she was very proud. And I think we shared our problems, we shared our joys, we shared our any issues between all of us in that one-bedroom home. And I look at my mother and I think of the belief with which she walked. And she showed us a path, and the path was self-respect and determination, confidence. She shared that dignity is more important than big homes, fancy cars, or any materialistic object. I saw her with 2 saris, and then I saw her with 100 saris. But what I remember is how beautifully she ironed, and with her head held high and her back straight, she wore those one sari to work and she washed the other one. And that's the memory that stays with me. And whenever I have life throw a curveball at me, I look up and say, Mom, I got it. That's what my mom does. Yeah.
Thank you, Dr. Chhavi.